What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas. I'm your host, your co-host for tonight, because I get to co-host with one of my favorite human beings. And tonight we get to have with us again the lovely Tangela, coming to us from near Sedona, Arizona, in Cottonwood. And she, of course, is the founder and creatrix of SoulSearch and also SoulSearch TV and all things SoulSearch. So welcome back, Tangela. It's good to see you.
Thank you so much, Scott. It's great to be here. And hello to everyone tuning in on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube. Hello to our whole Global Peace Tribe and SoulSearch family. Whether it's your first time watching the show or you're one of the regulars, we're just excited to be here together, all connecting in the quantum field. And SoulSearch, as many of you know, we are committed to supporting the awakening of the planet, and we do that by our online platform, live events, as well as SoulSearch TV, and really connecting all of you to incredible practitioners who you will meet today, and many, many more. And you can always join us live at our Enlightenment Expos. We have them all over Arizona and California. Scott's going to be with us soon. And, we just love doing this show with you, Scott, because it's just great to bring our communities together and sharing these experiences. I love it.
Absolutely. And a reminder that to join SoulSearch, now hopefully all of you have joined by now, but if some of you haven't, it's easy. Just go to soulsearch.io, soulsearch.io, and definitely join the mailing list. I've done this about 17 times now. So, but what's cool is that's where you can learn all about SoulSearch. You can find the psychic or the healer that you might want, and you're probably going to want one of the women you meet tonight. You can learn all about the Enlightenment Expos that are coming up, and you can learn all about SoulSearch TV, all these wonderful shows that are now available with so many of the people that we've seen on the Awakening World before. So make sure you go to soulsearch.io, register, and become part of the family. Because really, there is the Global Peace Tribe, there's the SoulSearch Tribe, and they really have merged together in wonderful and beautiful ways.
I love it. Yes.
Now, we have something really exciting. Omar Shar is not with us. That's not the exciting part. The exciting part is that he's in Japan, and he's going to be there. We are going to hear from him next week. He's there, of course, for the big Unity Earth caravan that went over to Japan, where they're going to be doing the International Day of Peace from Hiroshima. I'll be doing it from San Francisco. But Omar Shar, of course, is such a big part of our show. So he's provided us with 2 videos, which we're going to play tonight. So we are still going to get things started with Omar Shar. And here he is. I love this. Those of you that are regulars are going to recognize this tune. It's a good one.
I seem to remember the time when we all were happy, and my family, we all were together, singing harmonies, my sisters and brothers. I often dream that we're gathered together, and we all live in this beautiful garden by a river with my favorite flowers, and the trees there, I know them by name. If you'd like a new life, here it is, here it is, here it is. If you'd like a true life, here it is, here it is, here it is. We all are born of the great sun. We all are beloved golden ones. Do you remember? You're part of the story. Do you remember that you are the glory? If you'd like a new life, here it is, here it is, here it is. If you'd like a true life, here it is, here it is, here it is.
Thank you, Omashar. And let's all send him, usually we twinkle, let's send him love out in Japan, that he has a magical, amazing, wonderful, wonderful time there. I'm going to go to gallery view so we can see all of you doing that. And who knows, Omashar will probably watch this because he tends to watch the shows that he's not on. So we're thinking of you, Omashar, and we're loving you much. Hey, I want to remind everybody that tonight's show, we are going to be doing psychic readings. We've got these amazing women who are going to be doing psychic readings for us. So don't be shy. If you're wanting a psychic reading, make sure you send me a message. And also when we ask people to raise their hands, please do so. And that way we know who's interested in getting a reading. And in a moment, I'm going to have Tangela introduce Suzanne, but I also want to remind all the people watching on Facebook or on Alan Steinfeld's YouTube channel or our YouTube channel, come on into the Zoom room. Now's the time to do it because that way you can get a reading. We can't do readings for you if you're just watching on Facebook. But if you come to the Zoom room, you can get one. And it's easy to come into the Zoom room. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, globalpeacetribe.com. You can learn all about us, learn all about our upcoming shows. There's the one we're doing right now. And what you want to do is then click where it says register for the new season. And when you register for the new season, here, I'll show you how, right there. And that'll take you to our registration page. And this is the perfect time to register because this week we launched our new season. What does that mean? It means that when you register, you're going to get the Zoom room links for all of our shows from now until the end of the year. So it's the perfect time to register. You're going to get kind of like the maximum, to be honest, for your donation. And you can join for as little as $22. We do shows every Wednesday and Saturday night. And then extra shows. Like this week, we did a concert on Thursday night. And we did a very special 11 Days of Global event, which many of you attended yesterday. So come and join the Global Peace Tribe. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to the beautiful Tangela to share with us about our first guest.
Thank you so much, Scott, and welcome everyone. I'm very excited to be introducing to the Global Peace Tribe show for the first time, Suzanne Wilson, the Carefree Medium. Suzanne Wilson is an amazing medium, intuition educator, paranormal presenter, researcher, and teacher. She has worked as a professional medium for a long time now, helping people connect to their loved ones in spirit, and ultimately to realize that love never dies and death is only a graduation towards more life. And her primary passion is teaching others to connect to the world of spirit themselves, because everyone can. So Suzanne is an incredible medium. She has these amazing 5D gifts that she shares and teaches about throughout the world. So welcome, Suzanne. So great to have you here.
Thank you, Tangela, and thank you, Scott. Longtime viewer, first-time guest.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here, Suzanne, and I'd love to, for you to share just more about who you are, how you came into this work, your story, and so that everyone can get to know you a little bit better.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll bet a lot of people can relate to being the weird one in the family or the weird one at school as a child. And I was certainly that, because growing up, I could always see colors and lights around people. And I would tell them, and I would get bullied at school if the other kids didn't see that. And most of the time they didn't. So when I faked sick to not go to school in grade school, my mom got really concerned because I was doing it a lot. They were saying I might be held back a grade. So she talked to her father. What am I going to do? My granddad, my mom's dad, was a preacher. And he said, I'll talk to little Susie, and sat me down and said, why do you not want to go to school? And I finally confided in him, that I could see all these lights and spirit people and things I didn't understand. And to my surprise, you guys, he said, I see them too. Yes. And whoo, what a relief that was. So that began a series of weekends that I would spend at Granny and Granddad's. And my granddad and I would go to the movies on Friday night, usually see something scary. And back then, the scary movies were pretty tame, and giggle, have a good time. And then we'd talk all into the night about the things I saw. And he explained to me about past lives. He even had himself regressed, where he spoke an Inuit language that, of course, he had never studied. I mean, he was a cool guy, but as a preacher, and this is many years ago, of course, he had to be closeted. He told me so many things about this is a gift, but you have to be careful with it. And one day you'll know what to do with it. And he passed when I was a teenager. So I sort of lost the one person who really got me. And then I went underground. I went to psychic closet, Tangela. I'll bet we have some people here in that, right? Have you ever been in the psychic closet where you don't want to tell anybody about your gifts?
I'm sure a lot of people can relate.
Right? So here's what happened. In my 20s and 30s, I went to school. I built a career. I got a bachelor's in management. I got a master's in public administration and policy. I had a great job as a director for a Center for Leadership and Innovation at a university. I went to the corporate sector, had a great job in HR. And on the side, I was very sneaky going to development circle, going to seminars, seeing teachers, thinking nobody needs to know about this. I'm not really going to do anything with it. And then, as John Lennon said, life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. 2007, just as my career is like really going great, I had a near-death experience. I had an allergic reaction, anaphylaxis, throat closed, heart stopped. I did get brought back, but when I was walking and talking and everything again and out of the hospital the next day, everything was different. I could not turn off the abilities. The so-called dead were everywhere. I'm in the bathroom. They're knocking on the door. I get out of the shower. A woman in spirit hands me the towel. I scream, she screams, the towel falls on the floor. I mean, it was weird. It was like a movie, literally. And I was living it and I was freaked. So I went back to those same teachers and said, help me manage this. And the answer to the issue then was, don't you know that you have the power? Don't you know that you're in charge here of what you do with it? Why don't you ask them what they want? And as soon as I started doing that, I realized they're people just like us. Consciousness is non-local. It's not confined to the body. Your consciousness does not live in your brain. And then me being me, who I am, the studious person, I had to really dig in and learn about this. So to make a very long story short, and I do write about this in my book, Soul Smart, I eventually just started working with the University of Arizona, Dr. Gary Schwartz and his laboratory for consciousness and health studies, and submitted myself to double-blind studies, triple-blind experiments I've been written about in papers to show that mediumship is real, to show that consciousness is non-local and nobody that we love is ever truly lost to us. There is no death. And my role and my goal, as Tangela said, is to teach people that you can do this too. So it's kind of like, yes, people like to get readings. The main thing I do is teach, and I understand that people want to get messages. And as they say, the proof is in the eating of the pudding, right? You get the message and all of a sudden you go from an open-minded skeptic to a knower, which is really important. But to me, it's even better if I can teach you how to tap into your own intuition. And it's not just about the people and pets that have passed. That's just one part of life. When you get to the other side, it's baked into life over there that you have the ability to contact your people here, that you can see them whenever you want. It's baked into life over there. It's a fact of life over there. What they also want for us is for us to use our intuitive abilities to improve our lives here. And that's what I'm finding more and more people are wanting is, as some people say, I know my loved ones are okay. It's nice to hear from them. It's nice to get a dream visit. That's great. How do I live my life better here? Because Earth is like the toughest graduate school in the universe, and we need all the help we can get. So tuning into guides is super important as well. Now, if you've heard of me as a Carefree Medium before, it's Carefree Arizona. That's how I got the name. But also, I know that you can be more carefree in your life when you accept the greater reality that you're not a body with a soul, you're a soul that has a body. When you accept that reality and you live in that day to day, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. Scott and Tangela have invited me to preach to the choir, but I'm going to say it anyway and celebrate it with you. We are spiritual beings. And if you may have heard me before on Coast to Coast AM. I'm on there a couple, 3 times a year. I'm always reminding the host of that show, George Noory, how intuitive he is. And he's like, oh, no, I'm not. And then he'll just say something like out of the blue to the person I'm supposed to be reading and give them a better message than I just gave. So believe me when I tell you, everybody can do this.
That's, first of all, what a delight you are. It's wonderful to have you on the show, and you've got wonderful energy. And there's some questions and comments that have come in, and then we want to get to some readings. But Dr. Laura wants to ask, Suzanne, how do you put up the boundaries with the spirits now? Do you have an open and closed sign?
I did use a neon sign for a long time. I picked that up in one of the classes I went to. The psychic is in, and I would flip the button and the neon sign would say open, the psychic is out, and I'd flip it. Anymore, you know what, Scott? And is it Dr. Laura that asked that?
Yes.
Listen, it becomes automatic after a while. And even my team of guides, now they're not my controls. They don't get the messages and give it to me, but they run interference a lot. So they keep people away. But I'm going to tell you, the spirit people, I respect my boundaries, but I am going to tell you that squeaky wheels know that they can get the oil. So every once in a while, I get a soul that shows up early and, they get into the hallway. I don't have that experience, though, of being startled by people. I will say that I haven't been scared, but I have been startled. I mean, have you ever had that experience, Scott, where, you're just minding your own business, reading or making a list or something, and just your loved one walks into the room and you're like, oof, like that, right?
Right.
Right, the souls can do that to you too. So you have to have around you your spiritual team enforcing your boundaries. And I let them worry about that.
I have a request for you, if you feel good about it, Suzanne. One of our most beloved members is Carol Craig, and she can't turn her camera on tonight, but she's with us, and she would love to see if you could do a reading. Her husband passed away.
Knew you were going to say husband. Yeah,
fairly
okay.
recently, and I think in the last year. And yeah, she's wondering if you could do a reading for her, even if you can't see her. She's with us, and I'll still.
I need to hear her voice.
Yeah. So, Carol, can you unmute?
Yeah, hi. I'm over in Rhode Island. I lost my husband. It's been 2 years this past June, and he passed away in Trinidad from COVID, unfortunately. He was in quarantine, and I was in El Salvador, so we were separated already when he went into quarantine, and it was really a sad ending. And
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, like right now, I feel sort of like a squeeze on above my right shoulder. And I'm just asking what this is, because it's not really a touching of me. It's more, I'm supposed to say something about this. That's where he stands, stands right over your right shoulder. He's also talking about clearing his throat. So I wonder if he had a habit of before he would speak, because I hear him right there, like he's got to clear his throat before he talks to you. Obviously, on the other side, we don't have to clear our throat. So it would be a habit. And it's him clearing his throat to talk, but also it's something that he would do typically. There's some joke about having cold hands, and it's
All the
cold
time.
hands, warm
All the
heart.
time.
And
Yes.
I want to say that the joke is cold hands, warm heart, where most people would say cold feet, warm heart. It was cold hands, warm heart. And it's going to sound very strange, maybe not to you because you're part of the awakening world, but he also is showing that he held hands with you after passing, and even held hands while he was like, this guy knows how to go out of body. Okay. He's out of body holding hands with you before he's completely on the other side. And now from the spirit world, I don't know if you've seen the depressions in the bed. Like he's
Mm.
in the bed. He's
Mm.
coming into the bed from the spirit world and reaching out for your hand a lot too. I also get a very soapy clean smell with him. Like he wants to be soapy clean. I'm like, I'm right out of the shower. Now he's going like this, and I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to say. So I'm just going to mimic doing something with his face, like feeling his face. Obviously in the hospital, he wouldn't have been able to shave, but he's trying to tell me something about his face right now. I'm asking what this means.
Mm.
Was there talk about growing a beard or getting rid of a beard before he got sick?
No, he was going to cut off his dreadlocks though, and a weird thing happened when I showed up in Trinidad. One of his dreadlocks was coiled on the bed, and he went in. He was away for 18 days, and he always thought he was going to come back. Why that was there, I don't know.
I
but
don't
I'm getting
know.
goose pimples because I wanted to ask in the morgue. I wanted to ask him if I could cut one of those dreads, and I was like, the fact that he had left one for me on the pillow in the bed of our house down there was shocking for me.
No, here's what he's telling me. It's about his face. He's talking about, this doesn't bother me anymore. Something about the jaws were bothering him. Something about the jaws were bothering him, the teeth, the jaws, all of it. And that furthermore, you need to go take care of your teeth.
Mm.
There's something, are you putting off some kind of work, or something doesn't work anymore?
No, I'm good right now. As far as I know, I'm okay with my teeth.
It feels like a joint type of
Hmm.
issue. And this is actually about you. This is actually about you. He's talking about, watch this, you're gritting your teeth at night.
Oh, maybe because I talk so much.
And well, you're also gritting your teeth at night. That's cute. But he
Oh.
says, you're waking me up.
Oh,
You're waking you.
yes.
So your husband's still sleeping with you.
Well, I love that. I'm so
Yes.
happy to hear that.
Yes. He's there. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Suzanne. It was really wonderful watching where you kind of tuning in and tapping in. We're going to go a little bit later tonight just because you're so wonderful. So do you want to do one more quick reading for somebody?
Yes, I just need to hear a voice.
Well, let's go to gallery view. And if somebody wants a reading, raise your hand. And we'll see who. Oh, Grace Denise. Are you okay with doing something with Grace Denise?
Let me hear your voice. Hi, my name is.
Hi, my name is Grace Denise, and I'd love a reading from you, Suzanne.
You have 3 guides standing behind you right now, and a gentleman who's not a guide, but a person. And the guides are, just to explain real quick, they're not necessarily, and usually not, people that, they're the ones that work with you behind the scenes. They say that you have healing energy coming through the palms of your hands.
Wow.
And that use this on yourself first, put the 2 hands on your solar plexus, but you also have healing hands for others. 1, 2, 3. The one in the middle is a master spirit guide, or the one that's in charge. Is there like a Robert or Richard, either past or here in the physical, close with you? And think of the nickname that goes with that too. I get RO and RB. RO and RB. RB.
That could relate to something, but the healing hands, definitely. I've had experiences. I used to do Joe Ray for a while.
Yeah,
They're just all
cool.
holding up healing light. And I have had some where I feel I've seen the other person get healed while I'm sending them loving, healing energy. And that's happened to me several times. So I completely relate to that.
Yeah, you need to do that. This is an ancestor guide that's coming. Okay, ancestor
yeah.
guide is a loved one that comes in, but it's Robert or Richard. And there's also a B name in here as well. I'm supposed to talk about a line of healers from father's side, from this father's side for you, wanting to come to you and giving you a molecular rearrangement of your energy so that you can hold this new frequency. And they also say that you have had a health scare, but they use the word scare. And this your ancestor guide. I'm not sure what name we're supposed to call him until you figure out who he is. You can always just agree upon a name. But when they use the word scare, I find that to be excellent news because it means there's no there. There's nothing to worry about.
That is such a relief. I have been scared recently. Thank you so much for that.
We'll still do your appointments. We want the science to prove what we receive intuitively, but still do the science. But yeah, I hope that helps and gives you some peace. Thank you.
That's wonderful. I don't know the names on my dad's. There's a lot of mystery about my ancestors on my dad's side. So I wouldn't know if that name was in that ancestry or not.
And you may never. So you can always agree upon a name, even with the guides. The guides have had many lives, many incarnations, many names, and we can just agree upon a name. Sometimes we can ask them, give it to us one letter at a time and agree upon a name. You may have to buy yourself a vowel because they're really good at giving consonants. Like I'm getting the RO and I'm getting the RB a lot here. But yeah, you're in good hands right now. You got a great support team around you, even if you can't see them.
I have a mentor who I have proof that he did live on after he passed on many years ago. He was he was 81 when I knew him. He gave me a sign. He said, "What do you think of fortune cookies?" And the week after, I said, "I love them. I get them all the time." And the week after he passed, for the first and only time ever, I got a fortune cookie that said, "Even the greatest grief passes with time." So I felt that was sure.
Did you guys get that? Did you already hear that? It cut a little bit here. Could you say it again?
So he was 81 or 82 going in for an operation. He knew that his life, that he might not make it. So he said, "What do I think?" He said to me, "What do you think of fortune cookies?" I said, "I love them. I order Chinese takeout all the time and I collect the fortune cookies." And he said, "Well, that's excellent. That's great." Well, the week after he passed, I finally ordered Chinese food. The fortune cookie I got was, "Even the greatest grief passes with time." And I never got that fortune either before or after that, ever.
Even the greatest grief passes with time. And a lot of people, this is instructive for all of us right now because we're all grieving something, especially since the changes in COVID. We're all grieving something. We have micro grief of disappointments and things that happen all throughout our life. What's important is to recognize and acknowledge the grief that we have, big, small, medium, whatever, that we sit with it and feel it throughout the mental, physical, spiritual, emotional bodies, that we synthesize it. What can we learn from this experience? What can we teach others through this experience? What can we role model to others? And then we integrate it into ourselves. That creates the wisdom. And I think that's why we're all here. So I'm really glad that you shared that. I think that's why you got called on. So
can I ask you something about the R? There's somebody with that initial in my current life that there's a spiritual challenge I'm facing. I'm trying to be universal love, perfect love, sending energy, healing, blessings, in a very, very.
I think it just froze. Not picking up anything there.
Energy thing. Would that be at all connected?
No, I'm not picking up anything on that right
Okay.
there, but I feel like you're on the right track, but take your time.
We do need to move on to the next, because we've got 4 other guests and a musical artist. And you've been wonderful. I kind of gave you extra time because you were so wonderful.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Can I plug something real fast? Who has Gaia TV? Who's got Gaia TV? The Superpower series is on Gaia TV right now. Yes, I'm on that.
We're still going to do a minute or two to plug. So
okay.
Down. I just wanted to complete the
I know when things are out there and people are already paying for it anyway, I want them to get it.
I know.
You
I know.
know, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, you can also chat with Grace Denise in the chat box if there's more you
Okay.
want to share with her.
Thank you so much. Thank
But I
you.
want
Nice to
I
see
want
you.
people to know how to get you. And that's
Carefree
by
Media.
going to the carefreemedium.com. Carefreemedium.com. Definitely sign up. I'm going to do that right now. I'm signing up for email list. And what would you like for us to direct people to, Suzanne? What do you want people to know?
There's that extrasensory people program is for about 15 people for mentoring and developing your intuition. I'm full, I'm on wait list, but there'll be another program in February or March next year if you want to get on the wait list. But go to the Study With Me tab. And I also have a satsang that meets every other month where we do an hour of where I've done a deep dive into research, or I've presented at a conference. I bring all the learnings back to you guys, and then I do an hour of answering questions with Ask the Spirit Guides. And my book is called Soul Smart, What the Dead Teach Us About Spirit Communication. I have, I think, 5 documentary films on Amazon Prime and Tubi right now as well, in addition to the Superpower series. And then I'm on Beyond Belief on Gaia TV.
Fantastic. Wow. Well, and of course, you're also on SoulSearch. So people
I am
can
so happy. Let me tell you, I'll be fast. I know you gave me extra time. I feel blessed and thankful.
No, and we're
I
blessed
just
to
want
have
to
you with
say,
us.
I believe so much in community because I have felt so stranded and so cut off and so locked up and locked in since COVID that when I saw what Tangela was doing with the SoulSearch community and how I saw how she was building, I'm like, this thing could even be as global as she wants it to be. I want to be part of that. This is important work. Get out and see each other in person too, whenever you can, with Scott and Tangela. There, I've had my say.
Aw, thank you so much, Suzanne. And we love having you as part of our SoulSearch community and excited to see you in person in Scottsdale. And so for all of you who are in the Arizona area, Suzanne Wilson, you can see her, the Carefree Medium, at the SoulSearch Scottsdale Expo coming up October 12th and 13th. But of course, in the meantime, you can connect with her online for all of her amazing programs, classes, mentorship, and sessions as well. So thanks for being here, Suzanne. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Suzanne, thank you. A terrific start to the night. Thank you very much. She's a gem. She's a gem. You know how to pick them.
Yeah, we have a great show of incredible, intuitives and healers tonight. So I'm just so excited to be introducing our next guest, Victoria Shaw. And Victoria is an intuitive counselor and spiritual guide. She draws on both her intuitive gifts and her PhD training in counseling and psychology to connect you with your own inner wisdom. And in each session, she connects with your spirit guides, deceased loved ones, source, and your highest self to reawaken the wisdom of your soul and support you in seeing your life from a more soul-based perspective. And so people come to Victoria for all types of support and guidance in all areas of their lives. And so I'm excited to welcome Victoria and excited to be announcing your new SoulSearch TV show as well. So welcome, welcome.
Hey, thank you. Every time you introduce me, Tangela, I'm like, you just need to write all my promo stuff. I don't think I could do it that well. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be a newbie member of the SoulSearch community. And I'm really excited about the show. Put so much love into that. And I'm excited about how it turned out. So.
Exactly. So we're going to show the trailer. Do you want to give an intro or should we just go into the trailer?
No, just go into it. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see it then too.
All right, great, Scott. So you can roll with...
I'm Victoria Shaw, and life surprised me with a unique gift.
I'm so excited today for your
I'm
reading.
very excited.
I'm going to say a little prayer. I'm going to tune into your energy. Oh my God, your energy, Gilbert, is just so beautiful. Like, I could just dance with it all day. Another way of saying it, your guides say, is if you survived that, sweetheart, you can survive anything.
That's what's fueling me now, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that you said that.
Yeah.
Because I do feel that way.
Yeah.
I often think of when is it time to stop?
Being of service is never sacrificing yourself. And they weren't all your own. like a lot of responsibility. And this is playtime for your higher self.
I'm getting it. I hear you. Like, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So sometimes we have to take a first step. It's never putting yourself down.
I can't believe she's using the words and the phrases that have been circulating in my head that I've never expressed.
Sometimes when you're really feeling stuck, the only thing that you need to do is just move.
And now I find great joy in using my gifts to help people of all ages build their own beautiful road to a passionate life. This is living in alignment.
Yay! Beautiful. So this is your show, Living in Alignment in Soul Search TV, and we're excited that you're going to be launching the full series soon. So all of you, stay tuned and tune in, launching, I think, on October 3rd. That's what we decided.
I think so.
Great. So tell us a little bit about the show and also your work, Victoria, and just how you came into these gifts. I know you have a PhD in psychology from Princeton, so you definitely had a completely different career track before becoming this intuitive guide and teacher.
Yeah, for sure. I did. I mean, I'm not one of those people. I didn't see spirit when I was a child. Didn't have any of those experiences, but I always knew stuff. I didn't know how I knew it. But I knew it, and I knew it deeply. And people would say things to me like, that's very insightful for a 7-year-old, because I just knew stuff. And I think I was a very spiritually tapped in child who grew up in a household and a family that was just, there's no spiritual framework whatsoever. So I got really intellectual, and I got really philosophical, and I spent most of my life pursuing what I thought were philosophical questions, like, well, what's the nature of consciousness, and what's the difference between our minds and our bodies, and how are those related to each other, and these things that for me was philosophy, and I was very rewarded for that, and it led me to pursue this PhD that I got from Princeton in psychology, and I got to the end of the journey, and my passion was gone, and it took me another decade to kind of realize why that was, but why that was because in that academic container, there was no spiritual reference, and that's changing now. I was just invited to give a talk to a mental health lab at Yale, which was such a full circle moment for me, because they literally wanted to have me talk to them about clinical intuition and how they can use their intuition more with their patients. So, I mean, that's amazing, but I'm a little old, and, 35 years ago or so, when I was in graduate school, it wasn't there. And so I took some time off to raise my family. And when my kids were struggling, that's when I really said, something's got to give, something's got to change. And I had this out of the box pediatrician, and I started to work with all of these weirdos, like acupuncturists and chiropractors. I know you're not weirdos at all, but it was a little weird for me from where I came from. And then energy healers and medical intuitives and astrologers. And they just all kept saying to me, you're so intuitive, what are you going to do with this? And, it took me a little bit of time, but I knew there was something I was supposed to be doing. And I saw that this stuff was working. And so finally I got the memo. And I made that commitment to reconnect with my intuition. And from the moment I made that decision, everything about my life changed. It changed for the better. And, now I follow my true North Star. I follow my intuition in everything that I do, including this TV show, right? It was really just one of those things that I found myself at one of your expos completely randomly. I'm not someone who's ever done anything like that before. And I just, as soon as I saw you had this TV thing going, I was like, oh, I guess that's the next thing I'm going to do. But that's how I live my life. And it is so rewarding. It is so enjoyable. It is so inspiring for me, at least. And I hope for other people as well, because, I do feel that great call to serve others through the work that I do. But my biggest joy is helping other people connect with that, because we all have it. We all have that inner knowing. And the more that we can live in alignment with that, the more we can experience our lives from that soul lens. And when we do that, it's just the bomb. It's amazing. You know, the synchronicities happen. We enjoy ourselves more. We save a heck of a lot of suffering in work. And then when we do have those struggles, you know, we have that higher point of reference to work through them and to deal with them. So that's me in a nutshell. And that's what I love to do.
Amazing, Victoria. And thank you so much. And so tell us a little bit about how the show came about.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see it. The trailer looks amazing, and to be able to participate in your sessions and understand and see what that's about. Because, you know, at our expos, we have so many newbies to this whole world who come and they're like, is this real? Like, what is happening? And there's a lot of curiosity, nervousness, questioning. And I just love how you are inviting people in on this journey with you.
Yeah, 1000%. You know, it started for me, I've been a podcaster now for about 4 years. So I'm also the host of the Intuitive Connection podcast. And a little while in, I got the 411 for my spirit guides that I was supposed to do readings on the show. And I'm also a licensed professional counselor in the state of Connecticut. So I have that training in addition to, I have a lot of advanced degrees. And, you know, as a counselor, I was like, I don't know if I want to, like, you know, do people's personal lives in a public forum, but I kept hearing the memo. I kept following it. People signed up to do it happily. And I found that, you know, those are some of my most downloaded episodes. And I got so much feedback from people that say we learn so much from other people's stories. Right. And sometimes you can't see for yourself. And I get this with my clients too. Sometimes the client will walk in the door and my guides and their guides will give them some information. They will walk out the door and I'll be like, oh, I needed to hear that too. Right. Thank you for getting my attention. Right. Because we learn so much, you know, sometimes we have to get a little bit of outside of ourselves to say, oh, that fits, that resonates. And so living in alignment is an extension of that. It's 8 beautiful souls who signed on to get readings on TV, which is crazy. And some of them I had worked with before, and some of whom I just met on that very day that, you know, we recorded their episode. And yeah, I love what came through. I love how their guide showed up for them. And I love, most importantly, watching them and the way that they received the information and knowing that, you know, it was the funnest 2 days of my life. And I kept thinking, when you can do something that's like that much fun and then other people benefit too, it's the best. So
that's amazing. And definitely, you know, whenever, you know, we're doing these readings or other people are listening, there's, you know, there's messages coming through for everyone, and the experiences coming through as well, just because that expansion of consciousness is taking place, because people, you know, are experiencing this maybe for the first time, and they can never unexperience that.
Yeah. And you get too, there's an energy transmission that happens when you're with a medium or you're with someone who's really present. And someone in the chat, it just popped up and popped down. But yeah, intuition comes when the mind is still, when we're really present. And there's something that happens with my clients that over the years, or sometimes over one session, right, it awakens something in them. Because I always say at the beginning of every reading I do, you know, I'm the conduit or channel for your higher guidance. It will come out of my lips and hopefully a lot of it will be accurate and land, but you are in the driver's seat to know what resonates, because I'm just the pipeline for your wisdom to come back to you. You have all the answers inside of you. And so, you know, ironically enough, the best way to get an intuitive reading is with your intuition, right? You have to tune in and see what fits and let go of anything that doesn't. And when we are in that state, right, and we are aligned with someone who's giving us a reading, you know, we're awakening our intuition too. And a lot of times, and you saw it even in the trailer, a lot of what people will say is, I knew it. It was in my brain, but now that you said it, I'm like, okay, now I can really hear it and I can follow it.
Exactly. And so I love the title of your show, Living in Alignment, because that's the journey you're bringing people through. Beautiful. So everyone, stay tuned for Victoria Shaw's upcoming show on SoulSearch TV, Living in Alignment with Victoria Shaw. And of course, for a few blessed people, Victoria is going to do a couple of readings tonight as well. So Scott, do you want to help choose some of the people coming in here?
Well, I know that Ian, who's one of our regulars, has raised his hand and
Hi.
he'd like a reading. So is that all right, Victoria?
That's totally fine. So Ian is just wanting to get a visual. Okay, I see you. Ian, is there a topic that you'd like to focus on? Because sometimes that helps me to orient. You don't have to tell me a lot.
Well, I'm coming up on 80 years old and I want to know what I'm here to do, what I'm here to contribute.
Oh my gosh. If I
Mhm.
tuned into your energy correctly, Ian, you are a powerhouse. You are a powerhouse. I never would have picked you for 80. You're very creative. You're very insightful. You have a very strong, powerful energy, a very commanding energy. And I think you also have a very loving heart. And I think the loving heart aspect is something that's really come online. Like, not that you haven't always been a loving soul, but I feel that you're more comfortable with that part of yourself in
Yes.
later years of your life. And I feel like it's just really beautiful. Talk about living in alignment, because all of that energy, all of that drive, all of that intelligence, because you are one smart guy, if I'm reading you correctly, like just really just creatively intelligent. When you put that with that deep love that you now feel for like all of humanity, because I see it, really the sky's the limit. And so what your guides are saying is, I think we live our purpose every day. Being here is your purpose, okay? And then everything else is icing on the cake. But for you specifically, and oftentimes too, we think purpose is doing, which it can be, but it isn't always like, producing something in the world. That said, for you, I do feel like there's something that you still want to do. Does that sound right? Like
Yes,
if you're doing, and
want
I,
to make a contribution.
yeah. And I don't know if it's something like literary. I don't feel like a novel or something, but maybe, but I do feel like telling your story, maybe. I just feel something either in written form or oration form. There's like a little boy inside of you that really wants to share his tale. And I think that it'll be deeply satisfying to you, but I also think a lot of people will benefit from it. Does that resonate?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
I want to jump in that when I heard your question, Ian, to me, the answer was obvious. You're here to love up Eleanor Joy, and you do a wonderful job of it. That's what came to me. Now, that's not psychic. That's just me caring about you guys. So.
That's always the case. That's always the case. That is our real purpose for sure. And she looks like a lovely person to love.
Absolute. Oh, she is. Absolutely. They are both. They're one of our favorite couples. So thank you. I think we got room for one more person. Whoops, I don't want to just remove the spotlight. I'm going to go to gallery view. Does somebody else want a reading? And if so, raise your hand. I see Jeffrey Colebrook's partner has a heart.
Couple of hands
Oh, there's
raised.
Mark. There's Mark in the top screen. Now, Mark is one of our favorites. We love Mark. So,
Hi, Mark.
Mark is on.
you need to unmute.
I'm here.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a focus question? I can't. He's not coming through. You can put
Yeah,
it.
Mark, your internet's really choppy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, super choppy.
Okay. It should be fine.
I hear you now.
My computer's hot. No, I always check my speed. If it's not working, go to somebody else.
Well, no, let's stay with you. Maybe just close any other programs.
Yeah. Oh, now he's cutting out.
Hang on a second.
Let me see what I can get.
Hang on. Yeah, it seems to be running slow here, so maybe let's pass.
It's okay, Mark.
I don't think I can solve this.
Mark, we've got you up, so let's just go ahead and stay with you.
Yeah, just
okay.
If you have a focus question, just put it in the chat or tell me real quick. I'm picking something up, but I don't know if it's what you want to focus on.
Big life transitions right now. I was planning a move in the next year, but it seems like that has changed. and there's a relationship involved with that. So that's where I am right now.
I don't think you have all the information yet on anything. So I want to get this from your guides, but a lot's up in the air, and they're showing me like one of those puzzles. Like they're these little puzzles, and you kind of move the tiles around, and you have to like move the tiles in really random ways to get it to make the little picture. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And so there's a point when you're doing that puzzle when it looks like it's a lot worse. Then it's like a lot further away from the final design. Like if you're trying to make a turtle, right? Sometimes you move those things around and it looks a lot less like a turtle for a while than it started. Are you with me so far?
Yes. Yes.
You're in that stage. So everything's kind of moving around and it looks a lot less like a turtle than it did before, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get it all back together. I think that things are going to fall together pretty nicely. It may end up, it may end up being a hawk instead of a turtle, because like sometimes life does that to us, so the final thing might be surprising, but I don't even think so. I really think that everything that you were planning, at least in some iteration, is going to come together. And it's just right now you're kind of in the wonky period. But if you just give it time, I think the pieces are going to flow and you're going to find that you're going to be where you wanted to go. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can take that. Yes.
Beautifulness.
Right.
Thank you. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Victoria, it's always wonderful to have you on the show. And thank you so much for being with us. And what would you most like for our audience to know about your offerings? And I'm going to your SoulSearch page and remind everybody that you can find all of tonight's guests on SoulSearch.
Yeah, my SoulSearch page is still in development. I've been working really hard on my episodes and not so hard on my SoulSearch page, but that is okay. My website would be a better place to land, but we can make this work too.
And what's the website? And I'll go to your website.
VictoriaShawIntuitive.com. But my SoulSearch page, I don't know why I can't speak tonight. My SoulSearch page will be up and running. That is the next thing on my to-do list.
Always a lot to do, but I think I've got it properly here. It's opening up to Victoria Shaw Intuitive, if I spelled it correctly. It's trying to open.
Oh, man.
Yep, here we are. We got it.
Yay.
All right, here we go. So what do you want to show our audience?
I would love to show, let's see, well, the TV show, you can take that fun little quiz. You can download my free ebook. That's really fun, Activating Your Intuition. You can show that. You can do all sorts of fun things on my website. You can
take the quiz.
Let's take the quiz. All right, I haven't taken the quiz.
Tangela, why don't we've got Tangela here. Do you want to take the quiz, Tangela?
Do it. I haven't taken this quiz in a long time.
Sure, I'm happy to take the quiz, Scott. But although you can take the quiz too, what's yours?
No, the quiz is not opening.
Oh man!
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. What is your? Oh, well, you get to fill it. Oh, this could take a while.
It could take a while.
I am naturally calm and grounded. Okay. You know what? We're not going to take the quiz. That's going to take too long. But we're going to encourage our audience to go take the quiz.
Take the quiz, download the free Activating Your Intuition ebook. Check out the podcast, which is also 100% free, Intuitive Connection. And then you can also book a reading or a discovery call with me. You can do it all there. And soon too, you'll be able to find a link to Living in Alignment on SoulSearch, which I'm excited about. And Tangela, can we talk really quickly about the other thing that we're going to talk about?
Yeah, definitely. And also, just to let everyone know, Victoria has a beautiful retreat center where season 1 was filmed, and then now she has season 2 filming in progress as well. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Cactus Blossom Retreat is my other business. It's a beautiful property outside of San Diego, California, in the mountains. So when you looked at the trailer, you could see that it was filmed there. And so season 1 we did in our beautiful great room. And season 2 is actually, we're recording it just a couple of weeks. It's going to be an actual retreat. So I'm leading my yearly Awaken Your Intuition retreat. And 10 lovely souls are going to participate in that retreat and share their experiences with all of you. So that's going to be really, 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 really cool. I'm excited. So that's going to be season 2. That's coming up. And then I'm going to have a booth, I think, both at Santa Clara and Scottsdale for, I'm going to be doing readings there too, but I'm also going to have a booth for Cactus Blossom. So you'll be able to come check that out, check me out. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for letting me share that.
Wonderful. And I see Mark Danisovsky's asking, what's the name of the place? I'm in San Diego.
Yeah, is Cactus Blossom Retreat. And we're in Hidden Meadows, which is the northern part of Escondido, kind of overlooking Valley Center.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful property, and you can see a little bit more of it in the trailer as well as on the show. And I'm so excited about season 1 and everyone starting this journey of living in alignment with you with these sessions. And then, of course, being able to dive into one of your retreats. That's going to be so powerful. So thanks so much, Victoria. And for all of you who are in the Bay Area, you can meet Victoria live and in person in Santa Clara, November 9th and 10th. That's like our very popular Santa Clara Expo. And of course, in Scottsdale, October 12th and 13th. So you'll have some opportunities to meet Victoria live and say hello, learn more about her offerings, her teachings, and even receive a reading. So thanks so much, Victoria, for being here tonight. It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Victoria.
Thanks.
It's time for some music.
Yes, I'm excited. And we have the amazing Prema Love joining us tonight from Hawaii. Hello, hello, Prema. It's so beautiful to have you here with us. And just to give everyone an introduction, Prema Love is an internationally touring multi-instrumentalist and voice alchemist based in Maui, Hawaii. She has performed at major festivals and for spiritual teachers Ram Dass, Amma the Hugging Saint, and 3 Divine Mother Saints of India. Her most recent albums, Awaken to Divine Love and Open the Gateway, are recorded with highly acclaimed Grammy-nominated producer Ben Leinbach and are now available on all digital platforms. Prema is inspired by the Divine Mother and here to honor and uplift the Divine Feminine in all. Her main instrument is her voice and guitar, which she sings and plays with complete devotion to the divine. So welcome, Prema. It's so beautiful to have you here with us. Thank you. Thank you.
Aloha, Tanjula and Scott and all you beautiful souls. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Mahalo.
Mahalo. So thank you for being here. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about you and your work, and then take us away in one of your songs from your new album, and maybe share with all of us about your new album and the inspiration behind it.
Oh my goddess. Well, there's so much to share, but I came from a musical family. My grandfather was on the Lucy Show and the Lawrence Welk Show, and my family were musicians. And then I always loved to sing, but then when I was 19, I met my spiritual teacher, Amma, the Hugging Saint. Not sure if anyone's met her and received her hug. But that's really when my journey really got activated and transformed, and I started traveling the world, sharing the music, and all these songs started coming through. And now I've released 5 albums. One is being released as we speak. And yeah, so excited to share some of the music with you all.
I think probably at least half of our audience has probably received a hug from Mama, I would guess. Sridhar, who she always stays with when she comes to Southern California, was my co-host on a show about a month ago when we were promoting his upcoming Bhakti Love festival. And we do that every year. And I've known Sridhar for decades. I used to go see Amma at his house before she would, be with thousands of people. So we love Amma, and how wonderful that she's your teacher.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Have you been out to Kerala to her ashram out there?
I have. I've been twice. I went once many years ago, and then I went once before COVID hit, and I spent several months with her. And I was just with her on her recent tour. Tanjila and I saw each other, and the Bay, I believe that was. Yeah.
Oakland. We were
Yeah.
both there for the hugs.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, it's always great to have you with us. You've been here before, and how do you want to play with us tonight?
Well, I feel inspired to open with a song and keep it simple. I play all kinds of instruments. You can see a few of them here. I've got hand pans and guitars and crystal bowl and all the things, but I'm just gonna keep it simple tonight and just have a shaker. And a lot of songs come to me when I'm driving. And I'll share this one I released when I was in Sedona recently, and I was on a music tour for my new album. It's called Bring It. And we're moving into this eclipse, this lunar eclipse portal. I feel that many of us are sensitive and we're feeling it, another transformational shift and more upgrades for our highest timeline and highest life purpose. So the song is about bringing anything to the light and integrating anything so that we can fully step into the highest version of ourselves. And you're all welcome to sing along if you like. The lyric is "Bring it to the light." I'll take a deep breath in, dropping into the heart space. And tuning in with your heart's highest desire for the highest and greatest good of all humanity. And bringing anything to the light that maybe is no longer serving, that you're ready to alchemize so that you can make room for the new. May the truth now be revealed. May the truth now be revealed, now be revealed. We can try that together. May the truth now be revealed. May the truth now be revealed, now be revealed. May the truth now come to light, now come to light. May the truth now come to light, now come to light. May the truth now come to light. May the truth now come to light, now come to light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. And we have this full moon coming up here on Tuesday, bringing in that full moon medicine to illuminate anything that has not been clear for you, bringing it all to the light. May the truth now be revealed. May the truth now be revealed, now be revealed. May the truth now come to light, now come to light. May the truth now come to light, now come to light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. May the veil be lifted now. May it all be diamond crystal clear now. May the veils be lifted. May the veils be lifted now. May it all be diamond crystal clear now. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. We must integrate the darkness. We must integrate the darkness. Bring the shadows to the light. Bring the shadows to the light. We must integrate the darkness. We must integrate the darkness. Bring the shadows to the light. Bring the shadows to the light. Bring it to the light. Bring it to the light. Bring it to the light. All together. Bring it to the light. 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 Om Kali Ma. Om Kali Ma. Om Kali Ma. Om Kali Ma, Om Kali Ma. Om Kalima, Om Kalima, Om Kalima, Om Kalima. One more round, bring it to the light all together. Take a deep breath into the heart. Really envision what you want to bring to the light at this time for healing, for transformation, what needs to be revealed, for that expansion, for stepping into your highest calling, highest purpose, highest timeline, highest joy, so that you can allow that love, that prosperity, all the blessings in. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light. Bring it to the light, bring it to the light.
Wow. People are loving it. People are singing and rocking to it, and how wonderful, how absolutely wonderful. And I know we're all going to be carrying that in our heads tonight, which is a good thing to be carrying into the dream time. We are going to have Prema Love come back in a little while, but I also want to let people know where you can find all things Prema Love, and it's her website, PremaLoveMusic.com. And is there any place here that you would like to direct people to, Prema Love?
You can check out my healing work. There's another page. I think it's under the Prema's Music. But I also offer a lot of vocal activation offerings to open the voice. That's my passion, especially empowering women's voices, but I also work with men. And I offer all kinds of healing retreats here in Maui and all over the world, and healing sessions and so much more. And check out my new song. It's being released as we speak, Beauty Way, off my new album, Open the Gateway.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being with us all the way from Maui, bringing us some aloha spirit. And yeah, a lot of people putting in comments in the chat box for Children Joy. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in about, probably in about an hour.
Mahalo.
Thank you so much, Prema. That was so beautiful. And I loved seeing everyone just singing along with the song. Scott, Melissa, Victoria. I saw, Carol, Sylvia, Dr. Laura saying, I love the song, Prema, belting it out in my own way. How beautiful. And Carol saying, I was tapping my chest the whole time, and now the energy is pulsing through my hands and fingers. Wow, maximum grace. So really powerful activation bringing us all together. Thank you for that. Beautiful. And you'll get to hear more of Prema Love very soon. And also, I really encourage everyone to check out her new album and the beautiful songs from the new album, Open the Gateway. Each one of them has so much meaning and power, as I'm sure you can all imagine, having heard her sing today. And so for my next guest, I'm excited to be welcoming Linda McKenzie. Linda is a globally known radio TV expert in psychic and bioenergetic healing and the founder of the healthylife.net Positive Talk Radio Network. She is a specialist in psychic and bioenergetic healing who's worked with governments, police and sheriff departments, and thousands of individuals worldwide. She is fluent in all 17 different distinct psychic abilities and is a multi-book author, lecturer, and 28-year radio host of the Linda McKenzie Show, airing live Tuesdays, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific on Healthy Life Net. And also, Linda has her new SoulSearch TV show launching, which I'm really excited about, Live with Linda. So welcome, Linda. Great to have you here tonight.
Well, I am very, very happy to be here because what you do is illuminate the world. And for me to be part of this, I know who your soul is, and I love it. And I will do anything for you because you are coming from the purest place. And there's a lot of things that you have that I wish I did. But yeah, so I'm excited about the show. It was kind of an interesting scenario to get there, but we got there. And I wanted to make it more of an entertainment show because, we have a lot of shows on the SoulSearch that actually, give in-depth thought and hope and growth to people. And so what I wanted to do was to do something a little different. I wanted to hit into personal growth, spirituality, psychic readings, as well as interview celebrities, as well as, so it's a talk show, a little different. And it is, and I do a bioenergetic healing there, meditation, and people were healing left and right. The guy, the photographer didn't get that piece, but maybe next time. And then at the end, I usually sing a song that I've written for on positive thought, because hopefully I'm positive energy in action. That's what I want to be known for. So
you definitely are, Linda, for sure. And I'm really excited about your show because, like you were saying, it's an incredible spiritual, metaphysical variety show. And
Correct.
you are interviewing Oscar award-winning actress Sally Kirkland and giving her a reading. You are doing healings for the audience and readings and so much more. So, Scott, could we share live with the trailer?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
I want you to understand that their spirituality comes in many forms, many things that timing may be off spiritually, but it eventually happens when it's supposed to happen. So I'm going to tell you the story on how this happened. There's so much that you've done. You're just not only an actress, you are also an activist.
And then I became the activist, telling people, please, I marched with Martin Luther King. I marched with women. I marched with the entire Black neighborhood that I lived in. Somehow, spirit was so important to me, and I think it's just because of the people I admired.
You take you, because you're your own best psychic. And so if something doesn't feel right, throw it out. Makes no difference. Always understand that, there is enough. And God's got you, so he always gives you may not get what you want, but he always gives you what you need. And fear is either from a fear of loss or a fear of death. That's the only time you have fear. We come in naked, we go out naked, right? We don't bring anything with us except the love we give and the love we receive. So that is a fallacy. You shouldn't fear that. Yeah.
Oh, that looks like fun.
It's a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
We had a live studio audience, Scott, so that was super cool too, to have a live audience there interacting with you. And then the interview with Sally was amazing as well. So I'm excited about the show. So for all of you guys who've watched the trailer, you are intrigued, the show will be launching this week on September 18th on SoulSearch TV. You'll be able to see the full episode, interview with Sally, the psychic readings, and so much more. The bioenergetic healing. So a lot happening there. And Linda, it's great, to see you just putting all of this together. I love the creativity.
Well, I've been on a lot of television on Discovery Channel and BBC and ABC. And I mean, many, many years before I started the radio network where God wanted me to do my service. And so I left my career that I had done right then, and I supported healthylife.net so that 48 other people could come in and help people be positive through all these times for 23 years. October 2nd will be 23 years old. And we've reached over 79 million people. But it was really great to come back into this again and writing my books again and doing the things for me because, I'm 75. So, I didn't know how long I was left. So I figured I better do everything. And the funny thing is I'm writing a new book that is for kids, but it's really an adult fairy tale as well. And I'm also, for the very first time, producing my very first record album of 12 songs with other singers and stuff on the songs that I've written and whatever, all on positive thought and how to transcend fear and what stops positive thoughts. So hopefully it will be great. And so that's what I did at the end of the show. I did a little a cappella song on fear. And it was very interesting because at the end, everybody sang the last verse with me and no one had known what it was. So it was really a magical time with everything that happened with the people there. And I asked Sally, because this is the first time I've done a show on my own, right? And I said to Sally, who has been in over 900 films, 500 films, and I mean, she's been all over the place. And she is just in a new movie called Sallywood. And I asked her, I said, did I do okay? And I said, what did you get it? And she said, which warmed my heart. She said, it was joy. She said, you had so much joy that everybody in the audience just got infected with your joy. And then I did a lot of funny, comedy stuff, because I don't think that spirituality is all that I think that we live it every moment of every day. So, I think that we can be fun with it and, be, great. And so I kind of say I'm kind of like Yoda, Beverly Cleaver from the Leave It to Beaver, and a mafia boss. So, and that's how the show is. It's like Yoda, Beverly Cleaver, your mom that's telling you what to do, and a mafia boss. So, but it's all spirit because, I've been psychic since I'm 8 years old, and I've been practicing and I've done so many, many things. So it's very nice to have this opportunity that you've provided me to expand and to continue to help people in many different ways. And that's my purpose in life, is to just make sure that we're uplifting each other so that, in truth and integrity, and so that we can move through life being part of the solution rather than being part of the problem.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Linda, because you are truly doing that. And I love how you brought so much fun and levity into the show and into spirit. And I think it's fantastic. And I know that, you also love doing psychic readings. So are you available to do a few?
Well, it was really interesting. We only had about 17 minutes in the show to do readings, and I ended up doing I think 12 readings because normally when I was doing readings on traditional radio, because I was in radio since 1996, I would do 36 to 42 readings in 40 minutes every week, every week. And they weren't allowed to be the same people, and so I wasn't sure how many I would have because, I was going to go into the audience, but that it wasn't very tactical. So we had to have them come in, because if I was to go into the audience, I probably could have done 30 so in 17 minutes. But so yes, I love doing readings. It's second nature to me now. So if anybody, I'm open to do readings here if anybody wants one too as well.
Great. And Carol is saying, I'm going to check out your show with that introduction. Yoda, Beverly Cleaver, and a mafia boss. My kind of show.
It's an acquired taste.
Exactly. So Scott, if you'd like to bring some of the guests up, I know we have a lot of hands up here.
Oh, good. I love doing this.
I see Angela.
How about let's go with Angela S.
Okay, give me 1 second to get into trance. And remember, you're your own best psychic, so take exactly what feels right for you. If it doesn't feel right, you just toss it out. But remember it, because I'm usually about 98% right and probably 99, but we're saying 98. So give me 1 second. Okay, Angela, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you for picking me. I a couple of months ago had knee replacement surgery. Correct. And I'm facing hip replacement surgery in the next couple of months. And I do have issues with the thigh that's in between the knee and the hip. It's kind of shut down. So I'm wondering about my health and my mobility because it's kind of compromised right now.
Okay, so what I'm feeling, because I do have all 17 abilities, so I pick out whatever I need. And right now what I'm seeing is that what you need to ask them is to test to see if you're allergic to if you're using titanium, in any kind of things, find out if you're allergic to titanium. However, what I am seeing is that there is something that is stopping the flow of blood so that it feels like it gets numb, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's stopping the flow of blood. So you're going to have to still exercise it, whether it hurts or not hurt, okay, so that you can move it. I do feel that, and I was I was president of a dietary supplement manufacturing company for 8 years, so I understand a lot about this. So there's a lot of different kinds of supplements that you can take that would help. One would be K2. It helps to dissolve blood clots, which may be part of the little problem there. It's a multiple problem. But the good news is the hip surgery is going to go fine. And the good news is you're going to have mobility. Everything is going to be great. The knee is going to be done. And you're going to be 100%. And I can almost guarantee that for you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no, just go through it one by one, honey. And everything's going to be okay. I'm telling you, it's just keep that mindset and everything is going to just align. Okay. And then, let me see if I can just take some of that little pain away right now, because I can do that. Hold on.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it.
Keep happy.
Okay.
Linda, I'm going to bring up another one of our favorite guests. She's regular. This is Pat.
Hey, Pat. How are you? What a sweet soul you are.
Thank you.
Do you
I
have a
was just
question?
asking for a message from my guides.
Okay, well, God's laughing because he talks to you all the time, all the time, and you talk back to him. So anytime you want to ask him anything, he's already telling you. So, so he wants you to just make the one thing that you're not listening to him. Yeah, because sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And what happens is that you're not resting enough. Okay, you just want to keep going.
Yes.
And the thing is that you really can't. You have to, it's not that, it's only if you want to go longer, you have to take some rest periods in between so that you can have a stronger energy during the day. And so just be careful. If you feel tired, rest. If you're not tired, then go.
Good, great. And I listen to my body if I'm walking and I feel I need to rest, and I do.
Right. And that's exactly what you have to do. But he says that sometimes you push yourself too much.
Okay.
And not to do that so much. It doesn't mean not to, it just means understand how your energy is working, and even if you're feeling stopping from walking and stuff, it may be a little longer than it used to be.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm grateful.
Linda, you're such a gem. I'm of course remembering you from when you were on before.
Right.
And is there anything you really want for our audience to know if they're going to book a session with you?
Well, I'm awfully busy these days. I do a lot of stuff. So I only do readings on Saturdays, and I do from 9 to 12. I have a lot of information on my website for lots of stuff, so that if they want to book with me, the information is on my website, which is lindamckenzie.net. And
Which I just pulled up. So we're looking at it.
Right. And then every 2 months, I do a psychic prediction. If you go to the bottom, you'll see articles on mind, body, and spirit, and all my monthly classes and workshops. I'll be starting a brunch with Linda, psychic readings for the soul, for Soul Connection with Infinity Foundation.org in October. Once a month, I'll be doing a monthly thing with them, and you can go to infinityfoundation.org to figure that out, and that's kind of fun thing to do. And But there's lots of stuff on there. I mean, there's all sorts of things about menopause and all sorts of things about diabetes and all sorts of mind, body, and spirit articles, spiritual respect. So if you want to get to know me a little bit better, you can read the articles, and hopefully they will enlighten you and kind of enfold you and make you feel empowered. And because that's the whole thing. So, and of course, the best thing of all is to tune into that TV show that's going on the 18th, and let me know. My email address is linda@lindamckenzie.net. I answer everything because I think everyone is important. I don't care who they are. And so, just let me know if you like it or if you don't. If you want to change something, change it. And you can listen to me, and you can also do live readings for free, on my radio show, which is Tuesdays from 8 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. And you can tune in at www.healthylife.net. And I do readings for free, and the number's right there. So,
Linda, looking at your website, you are one busy woman. I am.
I know. I thought 3 years ago, I called my friend Zoe Moon, who's an astrologer, and I said, I think I want to retire and I want to do this and whatever. I said, can you do a reading? So she did a chart, and so I waited till Monday. I said, Zoe, what's going on? She says, Linda, she says, you're not doing anything. She says, you're going to get a TV show. You're going to have I'm telling you, you're going to be writing books. I've already put out 2 books in the last 2 years. She says, you're going to be doing lectures, which I do at SoulSearch and absolutely love. And she said, and you're going to live to 102. I says, so I called my daughter. I says, good news. I says, I'm going to live to 102. She says, oh, thank God. I didn't even know that she was thinking. And then I said, bad news. I'm going to live till 102, and I'm going to annoy you every single day. She said, that's good news too. So I don't know if I'll make it 102, but I'm shooting for it. And apparently I still got a lot of energy and things to do. So
I'm wondering though, if the advice that you gave Pat about resting,
I don't have time.
Do we need to learn a little bit here?
I know. And I was very excited to see you, Scott, because, your soul is so magnanimous is the word that I have for you. Magnanimous. And I always love seeing Tange because, she's one of my favorite people. I want to be her mother, but her mother won't let me. So
Tangela is a force of nature.
Yeah, she is. But, she's one of the most honest, sweetest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
And it's the real truth. And I would do anything for her because she's a light in the world, and she's trying very, very hard to overcome a lot of the obstacles. And she manages to do it with grace, much more grace than I would, because I'm a mafia girl. So,
Thank you so much, Linda. I love both of you guys for all of your amazing support. And Linda, you're going to be live with us and in person in Santa Cruz. So
that's correct.
For those of you in the Bay Area, come to the SoulSearch Enlightenment Expo. Linda will be giving her very, very popular talk. I'm sure it's going to be a full house, The Many Faces of Psychic Ability, 10 a.m. on Saturday. It's always a full house. She goes through all of the different.
All 17 with stories.
With stories,
real life stories, and believe me, some of them will go, what?
And you also will have your book there, Symbols of You, your newest book. And that's a fantastic book, and you'll have it available for sale and book signing. So it's always a pleasure to be with you online and, of course, in person. So for those of you who are around in the Bay Area, definitely come meet Linda live. And for everyone else, definitely check out September 18th coming soon, the Live with Linda show. And Ayada is asking, when are you coming to Santa Cruz, or is that Scotts Valley? Yep, Ayada, it is Scotts Valley. We will be there again. Linda will be with us September 28th and 29th. We took a brief hiatus. I know everyone was like, why aren't you guys having your expos? We took a brief hiatus, and now we'll be back. And so our first one is Scotts Valley at the end of this month, September 28th and 29th. I oughta hope to see you there. I hope all of you can make it. Linda will be there with us, which is going to be amazing. And definitely check out her new show. Let us know what you think. We're really exciting with Linda's new show launching and Victoria's new show launching after. It's a fun, exciting week for Soul Search TV. I love just, how creative each one of you are in, concepts you come up with and everything you're sharing with the world. What a beautiful gift. Thank you so much, Linda.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. I have to hop off. I'd love to stay all the time, but I have 15 million things to do. And so I gotta go. But thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you, Linda. Great to see you.
Thank you,
see
Linda.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Well, our next guest is one of my favorite people from Soul Search. I've had the chance to hang out with her when I come to Sedona, but I'll let you do the introduction of Melissa.
Definitely. So Melissa Fike is actually one of my dearest, dearest friends, and also a best-selling author, channel, Akashic Records expert and guide, and ascension teacher. She guides you in raising your vibration and aligning with your authentic path. Melissa uses metaphysical topics, ancient practices, and the Akashic Records on the quantum field to help you heal and transcend your past frequencies. And this is how you anchor in more of your higher consciousness so you can live your life on purpose and on mission. All of Melissa's classes are online, including her Akashic Records certification and her book, Radical Approach to the Akashic Records, Master Your Life and Raise Your Vibration, is consistently a #1 Amazon bestseller. And I've had the pleasure of working with Melissa a lot to transcend a lot of my own old frequencies. So I definitely love you, Melissa, and all of your work. And thanks so much for being here today. Welcome back to the show.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a while. I kind of was like, oh, I want to give Scott a hug, but I can't. When you're in Sedona.
I will be in
So,
Sedona. I will be in Sedona sometime in November. So
good time to come.
yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Angela. Yeah, I appreciate being here, and it's just so much fun. So did you have a question for me, or should I just go off?
Well, one, we're talking about, everyone, all these amazing intuitive healers here and coming into your 5D gifts. And I know that you also support people in doing that. And so just tell us a little bit, about your work, what you're doing. And I also know you have an amazing retreat coming up in Sedona as well that you can share about. So let us know, and tell us a little bit also about the Akashic Records, because I know that you have a whole certification program for the Akashic Records. So, how does that work with supporting people in, moving into their purpose and living a more, high frequency life during this ascension period?
Yeah, so actually, I've been connecting to the records, so I kind of want to just share whatever is coming through from the records for the group, if that's okay with everyone. But before I do that, they're just reminding me that I should just say that, my journey as a spiritual intuitive really did start as a young person, but I was more sensitive. Like, I didn't realize nobody talked about empaths when I was little, and I'm super empathic. And that is a beautiful thing, because when you are empathic, you understand the world in a different way than most other people. You understand the world from a larger picture than from a very narrow focus. So when you are intuitive and empathic, you're experiencing the world in this more expanded experience and more awareness. And when you're navigating that, it can be very difficult, because nobody understands that you're actually picking up on their energy field or what's happening. And that's what I experienced. People would say, you're too sensitive, you cry. And also, I was just one of those people who knew what was happening. I would just know. And when I was in high school, I started doing astrology charts, and college, I really got into them. So I've always been on the spiritual path. and I started to read about life after death when I was in college, just fascinated me. And no one talked about those things. It was very rare. I lived on the East Coast, so it wasn't like I was in California where there was more of that available. So I was kind of like trying to navigate that and be like normal, what people would say was normal. And I always felt outside. And now that I realize I don't give a hoot anymore about what people think of me or anything else, about that age where who cares? But what I really recognize is that my mission here is to be of service, to help people just bring forward themselves, their higher consciousness, who they truly are. So what the records want to share with you all is that there is this really important precipice that's happening, and everyone knows this. They're saying, we know that you know this, but we're going to give you a little bit of a different idea and perspective around it. What they're saying is that this precipice of the ascension, right? It's important for the individual self, each individual human, we'll say human at this time, each one of you are actually here to anchor in more of that frequency. Because if you have come here with bringing forth this knowledge from your past, from your future, from your present moment, from other lifetimes, from the collective consciousness, anyone who's on the spiritual path has access to all of that information. And you're bringing that through. Like, I can see everybody's energy who's here in the Zoom room, and I could see people who might be watching it through in the future. And I see all this channeled energy. And what they're showing me in the Akasha is how it's all interconnected and how everybody is bringing in different pieces of the ascension light to create the new matrix. And it is a little slow going because we still are living in a lot of time and space, and that's okay. But they just wanted to share that, and it is just like I'm gonna cry because it's just so beautiful. But I should preface, because what they're showing me now is just to kind of explain something. When I read the records, I'm actually reading the galactic records. So you have Earth records, and those records are just the Earth life, just part of the matrix of the Earth, what's happened here, and all the dimensions connected to it, including like the fairy realms, right? So just the Earth records hold just the Earth records. And then there is something that they showed me it in the quantum. And the reason they showed me it in the quantum, these are the galactic records. They're in the quantum fields because those records in the quantum can be rewritten and recalibrated. And the Earth records are kind of like written in stone. Like, there's no flexibility on the Earth records because we live in such a dense environment here. But the records that hold all of our information and how galaxies were created, collective consciousnesses, star seeds, all of that is in the galactic records. So when you reach those records, and it's easy, it's not rocket science, it's really simple actually. But when you connect to those records, you're really holding the vibration for the ascension, because we're using the blueprints from the Akasha, the galactic Akasha, to create the new Earth. That's what those records are there for. So it's like the blueprint of the matrix of the new Earth we're bringing forth from those galactic records. And I just wanted to that's just what they told me to share. And if I have time, I don't know, I was trying to like condense.
That's fine.
I could do a reading or two. Yeah, we're all bringing in light. I like that. Thank you, Susan. But
a lot of people have read. I just want to read some of the comments so you can know this. Carol Craig wrote, Melissa, you are telling my story exactly. Mark writes, I cannot ignore the suffering in the world. especially something that's happening that I can influence in some way. I viscerally feel what is happening even on the other side of the world. And Iota wrote, Melissa, that's what I heard constantly as a child and a teenager, that I was too sensitive, took things too seriously, thought about things that nobody else thought about. How wonderful that we keep evolving, and these are increasingly being recognized as gifts and not shortcomings.
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And it is our superpower. It's a beautiful thing to bring forth because that's a wisdom. Having emotional intelligence is a wisdom. And we don't put enough credit on those who have emotional intelligence and the wisdom of emotional intelligence. We only put credit on like what, and I think degrees, I mean, I have my own degrees, so I believe in them, but it's not just about the intellect, it's really about the heart. Yeah. But Scott, can I tell you something? Because this is, it's kind of driving me crazy. Can I give you like a tiny reading?
Me?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Come on, come so I could see you.
Yeah,
Do you
of course.
mind? Am I
No,
putting
that's
you on?
fine.
I only want to do it if you feel comfortable.
I'll go for it. I love you, so I feel
Okay. Well, no, this is I think that it's not even from the Akasha. There is a Native American who has been with who's standing with you. And he is a wisdom keeper. And when I see wisdom keepers, that is you. So he's saying that he was you in another lifetime. And he is a full, like he was a chieftain. Like, ooh, I'm getting chills even talking about this. He is so powerful. And what he's telling, now they're telling me it's from the records. I was wrong. You are a wisdom keeper. And a wisdom keeper is someone who holds a certain wisdom for the ascension, and it's from your star seed. And he is working with you. So it's you, but you're past you, and he's working with you because you have about 5 or 6 new things that are all in process. And that all that information and all that's going to come through and from him.
Wow. Well, thank you. And it is interesting. I have had a lot of past life memory, and I know that I've had several lives as a Native American. And to be honest, I know it sounds kind of weird, but I actually knew that I was the chief of a tribe, and actually I had a sad memory around it. It was not a happy life. It was a hard life. But I have had memories of that. So it's very beautiful that you're picking that up, and thank you. And as long as at least one of those 5 things is something I get to do with Tangela, I hope.
Definitely, Scott. Much more to come. We're all just getting started here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well,
So Melissa, I was just going to say that Grace Denise has a question for Melissa. I thought might be interesting to share. Does ascension mean we're going to transcend from here? Or does it mean we're going to be able to be transformers or transmuters to help there be a shift to a higher paradigm of evolution in love, light, and empathy here?
So I'll tell you what the records have told me, and I'll also bring forth whatever else they want to share. I do close my eyes because I experience viscerally, and it's easier for me to, focus completely. So the thing is that the ascension is an evolutionary process, and this doesn't just happen in it hasn't just happened in this earth plane. There's actually other blueprints that this is experienced through. So other planetary systems have done this, but it's a very rare occurrence, meaning it's actually a very short period of time when you look at the infinite frequencies of energy. So yes, it is part of the planetary system and it will happen through that. And it's also moving right now. It's kind of at a snail's pace. So the light that will be coming through is going to come through, has to come through the individual first, and how it's like the photonic energy within the bodies of the human realm, or the human expression, that those photons will be lighting up more and more and more, and that will help transition, and those light photons will go out more. So the answer isn't always like a yes, no. It's more of a more encompassing answer. So yeah, but yes, it's going to happen, but it's going to take a while. It's not like everything's going to happen in an instant, because we're still working with time and space. And that's one of the things that we're really privy as light workers and starseeds. We're really here to experience the evolution of the transition, and to witness each step is a gift. And right now, yes, the steps are this, because old frequencies of control and fear are trying to push away from love. And it's normal, because it's like the teenager who wants to fight the parents, but then eventually is like, oh wow, you were right. And that's what we're really in the teenage years, so that's why everybody's being so hormonal. Just saying.
That actually makes a lot of sense, Melissa.
I know that Sylvia had asked for a reading earlier. Sylvia, are you still with us?
Yep, I think she's here. I see her. Sylvia,
Yeah,
do you want to come on camera?
Hi, Sylvia. You're on camera, Sylvia, so we need you to unmute.
Yeah, that did it. Okay. Let me eject the cat from my seat.
Well, we see the universe while we're waiting for the cat.
Okay. Thank you. And actually, I didn't put up my hand for a reading, only put it up once, because my question has more to do with collective group type healing. And I really appreciated your group Akashic reading, because that was A, very helpful, and B, it was more in the style that I'm accustomed to. I was part of a Reiki circle for a few years, and so that peer interaction is my style. And way up in the chat, I wondered if it might be possible to do that type of thing on Zoom. Like 5 or 6 people mutually sharing healing or intuitive readings or whatever their style of offering is.
So what was your question?
My question is how can I be more part of that happening in my life and in the collective in general?
Gotcha. Okay, that's helpful. All right. So, can you just state your name, please?
Sylvia.
Okay, Sylvia. So, you know, one of the things that you have that they're talking about is it's like this looks like a past life, but it's almost like not on this planet. I don't know what this is, but you were part of the Rainbow Crew or the Rainbow crew is not the right word, but I'm missing a word. So, but it's like the Rainbow Collective kind of thing, or the Rainbow group type of thing. And this is, do you believe in fairies?
Fairy energy is part of me, so it's hard not to
Okay, because
believe
wait.
it.
The reason I'm asking that because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I say this, then she's gonna think like, oh my gosh, it's the fairy energy. So it's like the Rainbow Collective and their crew, and they don't like any of the words I'm using because it's really the fairy realms that are answering this. So what they're saying is that everything is created in group consciousness. And this is from the fairies, always through the records. I always work through the records, but this is from the fairy realm. They're literally saying, so if you call on them using the rainbow light energy of love and creation and possibilities and opportunities, and you utilize that energy in like and bring forth that fairy, you'll be tapping into your truth and to who you truly
are. Yeah, sorry. Okay. There we go.
Do you know I'm upset? Ask Tangela. She's been in my house many times. What am I obsessed with? Unicorns. There's one there. There's another one down there.
Dralicorn energy, dragon unicorn energy as embodying that, and it's a really tricky experiencing doing it in a suburban neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio currently.
Yeah, I understand. Well, beautiful. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that was helpful. It was fun witnessing.
I'm glad it was fun for you. It was precious for me, and I'm glad you got to experience the what I call Dralicorns, dragon unicorns.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Sylvia.
Melissa.
Beautiful. Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, you called it. I mean, I do know that Sylvia does a lot of work with outdoors. She creates altars. So you really nailed it with the fairy energy connection. I want to let people know how you can find all things Melissa. And it's by going to her website, which is her name, Melissa, Melissa, Fike, FEICK.com. And oh my God, look at all the places you've been. CBS, Fox, USA Today, NBC, the Conscious Life Expo. I saw you there. Sedona Ascension Retreat. I saw you there. And of course, SoulSearch and Global Peace Tribe. So anything you want to point out to our audience while we're looking at your website?
I'm actually doing a retreat in Sedona in 2 weeks. It's all about activating your connection with the light codes, light frequency, light energy. Should be at the top. It's under all the way at the Sacred Mystical Journey. Yeah. And I'm doing that in Sedona. And obviously it's in 2 weeks. It's I think when you're doing Santa Clara. And it's really about healing and awakening up the next level, like up leveling, utilizing the energy of Sedona and the light work and light frequencies that I use to activate and realign and, bring in more of your own consciousness. And then, of course, I do readings and healings as well. I do what I call Akashic clearings, where I'll go in and just clear a bunch of things, whatever comes through. I don't know what's going to come through. Like, I never know what's going to come through with the records. It's always an interesting experience.
Well, what you shared with me and with Sylvia was right on target. And I always experience that you have a very high level of really, really tune in and tuning in ways that are useful to those of us who receive your gifts. So thank you, Melissa, for being who you are. And I look forward to seeing you in November.
Sounds beautiful. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks,
Oh,
Melissa.
appreciate it.
That was amazing.
Wow. Well, now it's time for a little more music with Prema Love.
Yes, exactly. Our second song with Prema Love. So Prema, we're delighted to have you back to serenade us with your beautiful songs.
Oh, so beautiful, everyone. Thank you so much. And in this song, I want to open up a space. I'll invite everyone to share a word or an intention for the song that they want to focus on in their life and they want to bring in. And so there'll be a moment in the song that I'll say, okay, let's share a word. So I'm inviting you now to just tune in with your heart space, taking a deep breath into the heart. And anything that your heart wants to share with you. The song is called Ready for Love. There we go. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. Ready for love. All our voices. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. We are in service to the mother, our community. We are service to the one, all of humanity. We are in service to the Father, our community. We are service to the one, all of humanity. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. My heart is open and I'm ready for love. We are in service to the mother, our community. We are service to the one, all of humanity. We are service to the Father, our community. We are service to the one, all of humanity. Om Shiva Shakti, Om Shiva Shakti. 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 And I need to remember those words. If you could type them up again, I want to see those words again on the screen. We're going to activate them right now. I saw one of the ones was beauty. My heart is open and I'm ready for beauty. My heart is open and I'm ready for beauty and hope. My heart is open and I'm ready for hope. My heart is open and I'm ready for hope. My heart is open and I'm ready for connection. My heart is open and I'm ready for connection. My heart is open and I'm ready for magic. My heart is open and I'm ready for magic. My heart is open and I'm ready for mutual connection. My heart is open and I'm ready for mutual connection. Any other words? A few more. Let's put them up on the screen and activate those. Couple more. What else are we activating? My heart is open and I'm ready for harmony. My heart is open and I'm ready for harmony. My heart is open and I'm ready for connection. My heart is open and I'm ready for connection. My heart is open and I'm ready for unity. My heart is open and I'm ready for unity. Let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow all together. Let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow. Let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow. Let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow. Let the love flow, let the love flow, let the love flow. And all the other words that I didn't say out loud: transformation, abundance, prosperity. So it is. Amen.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to bring Tangela back up. And take a look at your website one more time. Where's Tangela? There she is. Okay. Hey.
Beautiful, Prema. Thank you so much. And thank you for bringing us all into that beautiful song and, prayer for the world.
Absolutely. Mahalo.
Absolutely. And a reminder, everybody, that you can find all things Prema Love at her website, and it's her name plus music. So it's PremaLoveMusic.com. PremaLoveMusic.com. What part of Maui are you on, Prema?
I live in Haiku.
Yep, I always stay in Welo when I go there because that's where all my friends live. And Lori Grace Road is where I live here in Tiburon, has a beautiful retreat site in Welo, and which is one more road over from Haiku. And I know
I spent a lot of time there at her land. I'm putting on several retreats there, so she's
that
wonderful.
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it's beautiful for you to bring that wonderful Maui vibe and your beautiful voice and your beautiful energy to us. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me. And we.
Thank you so much. And everyone, definitely check out Prema's new album, Open the Gateway. And you heard a few of her beautiful songs from that album tonight. So definitely it's available on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music. So you can listen there, and also her previous albums as well. As you guys see, each one of her songs is a beautiful prayer and very, very magical. So definitely tune in and support Prema and her beautiful music as she's bringing this out to the world.
Well, Tangela, we are close to wrapping up, and it's always such a pleasure. And I'm looking forward to being with you in person in San Rafael.
Yes, exactly. So, of course, we have so many of our guests. Linda's going to be with us in Santa Cruz, September 28th, 29th at our SoulSearch Enlightenment Expo. And then Scott, you will be with us doing another special Sacred Sunday show from San Rafael, October 5th and 6th. And we just started doing these. We did this in Burlingame and San Rafael earlier as well. And it's just been such a beautiful addition to our offerings together, which I love. So looking forward to having you live and in person in San Rafael, October 5th and 6th. For those of you in Marin, Sacramento, Sonoma County, Napa Valley, come join us in San Rafael. Also, of course, we're going to have Suzanne and Victoria with us in Scottsdale. And also for those of you who are in Nevada, we are adding our first ever expo in Nevada, October 19th and 20th in Reno. So definitely come meet us there if you're in Reno. And then we'll be back in Santa Clara, November 9th and 10th, and Victoria Shaw will be with us there. So we have amazing events coming up through the end of the year. And of course, stay tuned. We have lots more to come in 2025. And don't forget to check out our newest SoulSearch TV shows coming up. Live with Linda, dropping this Wednesday, September 18th on SoulSearch TV. And then next week with Victoria Shaw, Living in Alignment. And we definitely want to hear your thoughts, and stay tuned for many more shows coming soon. And of course, I see Mark was asking, when is the Reno dates? Reno is October 19th and 20th. So definitely check out our shows. Let us know what you think. We always love to hear your feedback. And we also hope to see you guys in person at one of our live events coming soon.
Beautiful. Tangela, thank you so much. Looking forward to working with you again in early October. And let's talk the next few days about the retreat.
Yes, definitely. So maybe I'll be seeing you in Sedona after all. I thought I was going to miss you, but we may make
Let's definitely talk the next couple of days about what's possible.
Wonderful. And I see Dr. Laura saying, thanks, Tangela, great guest. Thank you so much, Dr. Laura, and our whole amazing global audience. And of course, thank you to our incredible presenters, Prema, beautiful music all night. And of course, thank you to Melissa for your incredible Akashic Records readings, for our whole group and for the collective. That was really powerful. Suzanne Wilson, Victoria Shaw, Linda McKenzie. We had such incredible intuitives and practitioners and guides here tonight with us. Very, very powerful. So really thank all of you for being here tonight with us. Thank you, Victoria, Melissa, Suzanne, Prema. Amazing, amazing evening with all of you. And thank you all for being so generous with your time and your readings as well. That was incredible.
I'm gonna quickly take a class photo because we've got to do that. There we go. Look to the camera. 1, 2, 3. Smile. There we go. Because we always have to have a class photo, and because Omashar wasn't here, he always reminds me to do that. But what a blessing! Each and every one of you is such a
happy media.
Yeah, thank you, George. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women, and thank you so much for your gifts to the world. And on a serious note for a moment, because you all are sensitive, I'm imagining that it's been a pretty challenging life at times. I'm imagining that it was not an easy childhood. It was not easy adolescent years. It was not easy. And thank you for staying true to yourselves, cultivating your gifts, and may now be the time where you're honored, you're appreciated, you're adored for all the things that you were teased about when you were a kid. So that's my appreciation for each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks to all of you. We loved having you on the show. We'll see you all again soon. And of course, see many of you live. Suzanne and Victoria will see you in Scottsdale very soon. And Prema, Melissa will be seeing you soon as well. So lots of love to everyone. Thank you, Scott, for another amazing evening and beautiful show, and to the full Global Peace Tribe, Soul Search community, and all of our new family all over the world. Thank you all for joining. Lots of love and blessings.
And don't go away, everybody, because we do have a little bit more. We're going to have an Omashar song. So don't leave. And I also do have an important announcement.
A request, Scott, may we take a moment to share grace with each other's radiance collectively?
Sure. And what does that look like, Sylvia? So I know what we're doing.
It's been that we raise our hands to the screen like I'm doing, and anyone who wants to can join me in chanting Om 3 times if that works for everyone.
Okay. Make sure you muted everybody, because we're not, otherwise it's going to be kind of
chaotic. So thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you very much. All right. So I just want to remind everybody that it's that time of year that we are launching our new season, and it's going to be quite special. So now's a good time to register. Now, of course, all of you in the Zoom room, you're already subscribed through till the end of September. And then there will be new links, but now's a good time to go ahead and register. And for those of you who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, now's a good time to go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. I'm putting the link into the chat box for our Zoom room audience. And as you've noticed, I'm going to be doing a lot of extra shows. We're, of course, doing every Wednesday and Saturday again in October, November, and December. We're going to be doing at least one Sacred Sunday show every month, usually in collaboration with Tangela. And so we've got some really fun stuff coming up. So please join the tribe, register. And remember, if you register at the silver or gold level, you can also bring in friends and give gift subscriptions. So it's important, helps us to continue moving on and spread the word. Also, want to let you know, we had talked about last week that how kind of the people we track are doing. Sean J. Was able to fly home. He got out of the hospital, flew home. He's now in the care of his mother, and he sends his love and appreciation to all of you for praying for him. And I actually met Piper Dellums in person for the first time last night. We had a going away party for Gary Malkin. She drove all the way from Sacramento. It was a beautiful going away party for Gary. And so it was beautiful to meet her in person. And she's so grateful for all the love that we've given her, as well as the green energy. So we are a beautiful tribe, sending our love to Omashar. And then finally, for those of you in the Bay Area, I really want to encourage you to consider coming out to San Francisco next Saturday, September 21st. It's going to be an amazing event from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. right in front of City Hall in what's called Civic Center Plaza. And we're going to have music with Miriam Moldar and other famous musical artists, dance, presenters, and I'll be there providing the online show out to all of you. So that's part of the 24-hour global broadcast. I'll send out an email to our subscribers explaining how all that works, how to log on. But, next Saturday is the 40th anniversary of the International Day of Peace. And we're celebrating it in a really big way and want you to be a part of it. So thank you very much. Thank you again, Sheila. God blessings, everybody. And I will look forward to seeing you on Wednesday night for our show. We're going to have Omashar and Kristen Hoffman providing some of what's going on in Japan. And we're going to also bring you a little bit more from the Founding Mothers Movement. That's going to be on Wednesday. And the next Saturday, of course, is going to be our International Day of Peace program. Thank you, everybody, for being with us. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time so we can all wave goodbye. And thank you all for being here. God bless each and every one of you, and have a beautiful, sacred Sunday tomorrow.